This is the Emotional Vocabulary Series and Random Writings, by Duenas. Today we will address the illusion of value in substance abuse counseling. Imagine embarking on a journey toward personal transformation, only to find that the path is not solely paved by the guidance of a therapist, but significantly by your own decisions and actions. In today's episode of the Emotional Vocabulary Series, we delve into the illusion of therapy, exploring the critical balance between a therapist's role and the client's responsibility in substance abuse counseling. We'll uncover how true progress hinges not just on professional intervention, but on the client's intrinsic motivation and commitment to change. Join us as we challenge common perceptions and highlight the empowering reality of personal agency in the therapeutic process. This is a critical examination of creating the illusion of value in substance abuse counseling, with freedom as the ultimate motivation. Substance abuse counseling is a crucial field that aims to help individuals overcome their addictions and improve their lives. However, an inherent challenge in this profession is the fact that true progress hinges on the client's willingness to change. No matter how skilled or dedicated a therapist might be, the ultimate responsibility for change lies with the client. This dynamic can sometimes lead to the perception that therapists are creating an illusion of value if clients fail to engage actively in the process. This essay explores the notion of value in substance abuse counseling, emphasizing the importance of client commitment and decision-making while examining the potential pitfalls of perceived value illusion. The concept of perceived value illusion can create significant challenges in business and marketing because it involves a gap between a product or service's actual value and the value customers believe it holds. The therapist's role as a facilitator, not a savior. At the core of effective substance abuse counseling is the understanding that therapists are facilitators of change, not saviors. Therapists provide the tools, support, and environment conducive to recovery, but they cannot force change upon a client. This distinction is critical because it underscores the collaborative nature of therapy. Therapists employ various techniques such as motivational interviewing, cognitive behavioral therapy, and relapse prevention strategies to empower clients. However, these interventions are only as effective as the client's willingness to engage with the counselor or therapist. The illusion of value. The illusion of value in substance abuse counseling arises when the outcomes of therapy are perceived as directly correlated to the therapist's actions, rather than the client's efforts. This perception can lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointment if the client is not actively participating in their recovery process. For instance, a therapist might be seen as ineffective if a client relapses, despite the fact that relapse is often a part of the recovery journey and not necessarily a reflection of the therapist's competence. Empowering the client. To counteract the illusion of value, it is essential to place a strong emphasis on client empowerment. Clients must understand that they are the primary agents of change in their lives. Therapists can facilitate this understanding through the following approaches. 1. Goal setting. Collaborative goal setting ensures that clients have ownership of their recovery process. 2. By setting realistic, achievable goals, clients can see the direct impact of their efforts, thereby reinforcing their sense of agency. 3. Education. Educating clients about the nature of addiction and the recovery process can demystify the journey and clarify the roles of both the therapist and the client. 4. Knowledge empowers clients to make informed decisions about their treatment. 5. Motivational interviewing. This client-centered technique helps to resolve ambivalence and encourage intrinsic motivation. 6. By exploring the client's values and goals, therapists can help clients find their own reasons for change, which is more powerful than external motivation. 7. Skill development. Teaching clients coping strategies and life skills equips them with practical tools to manage their addiction. 8. When clients see tangible improvements in their ability to handle stress and triggers, they are more likely to recognize the value of their own efforts. The value of a therapeutic relationship. The therapeutic relationship itself is a crucial component of effective counseling. Building trust, demonstrating empathy, and providing consistent support can make a significant difference in a client's willingness to engage. While the client must ultimately make the decision to improve, the therapist's role in creating a supportive and non-judgmental environment cannot be underestimated. This relationship can provide the safety and encouragement needed for clients to take those crucial steps toward recovery. Measuring success. Success in substance abuse counseling should be measured not just by the absence of substance use but by improvements in the client's quality of life and overall well-being. This holistic approach recognizes that recovery is a multifaceted process involving emotional, psychological, and social dimensions. By celebrating small victories and incremental progress, therapists can help clients maintain motivation and recognize their own contributions to their success. Therefore, creating the illusion of value in substance abuse counseling is a pitfall that therapists must navigate carefully. The reality is that true value in counseling comes from the client's commitment to change and active participation in the process. Therapists play a vital role as facilitators, providing the necessary tools and support, but the ultimate responsibility for change rests with the client. By empowering clients, emphasizing the therapeutic relationship, and adopting a holistic approach to measuring success, therapists can ensure that the perceived value of their work is grounded in the client's genuine progress and self-improvement. This collaborative and client-centered approach not only dispels the illusion of value but also fosters sustainable and meaningful recovery. Utilizing freedom as the ultimate, primal motivation from within. This is an exploration through the lens of absolute and universal freedom. Intrinsic motivation versus primal motivation. Motivation is a fundamental aspect of human behavior, driving individuals to act and pursue goals. In the context of the absolute and universal concept of freedom, intrinsic motivation and primal motivation offer distinct perspectives on what propels human action. I further elaborate on these two types of motivation, exploring how they relate to the supreme concept of freedom. Absolute and universal freedom. Before probing into the types of motivation, it is essential to define the absolute and universal concept of freedom. Absolute freedom refers to the theoretical state of complete autonomy, where an individual can act without any constraints or limitations. Universal freedom extends this notion to all individuals, emphasizing the idea that every person has the right to pursue their own path and make independent choices. This framework provides a basis for understanding how different types of motivation can align with or diverge from the principles of freedom. Intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is driven by internal rewards and the inherent satisfaction derived from engaging in an activity. It aligns closely with the concept of personal freedom, as it emphasizes autonomy and self-determination. When individuals are intrinsically motivated, they act out of genuine interest, curiosity, or a desire for personal growth, rather than external pressures or rewards. Key characteristics of intrinsic motivation. Autonomy. Individuals feel a sense of control over their actions, making choices based on personal values and interests. Self-determination. The motivation to act comes from within, driven by a desire for self-fulfillment and personal satisfaction. Sustainable engagement. Activities that are intrinsically motivating are often pursued with greater enthusiasm and persistence, as they resonate deeply with the individual's core values and interests. Example: a person who learns to play a musical instrument purely for the joy of creating music and the personal challenge involved exemplifies intrinsic motivation. His actions are aligned with his sense of freedom, as he chooses to engage in this activity without external coercion or expectation. Primal motivation. Primal motivation, in contrast, is rooted in basic survival instincts and fundamental human needs. It encompasses drives such as hunger, thirst, safety, and reproduction. While primal motivation is essential for survival and well-being, it operates on a more instinctual and less conscious level compared to intrinsic motivation. Key characteristics of primal motivation. Biological imperatives. Actions are driven by physiological needs and survival instincts. Immediate gratification. The focus is often on immediate rewards and the fulfillment of basic needs. Reactive behavior. Responses are typically automatic and driven by external stimuli or internal states of deprivation. Emotion-driven reactions. Example: a person eating food when hungry or seeking shelter in adverse weather conditions demonstrates primal motivation. These actions are less about personal freedom and more about responding to immediate physiological needs. Let's explore intrinsic versus primal motivation in the context of freedom. Alignment with freedom. Intrinsic motivation closely aligns with the concept of absolute and universal freedom. It allows individuals to pursue activities that reflect their personal interests and values, promoting autonomy and self-expression. Primal motivation. While essential for survival, it is less about freedom and more about necessity. Actions driven by primal motivation are often dictated by biological needs, which can limit the scope of personal choice and autonomy. Now we will examine the implications on human behavior of intrinsic versus primal motivation. Implications on human behavior of intrinsic motivation. It encourages behaviors that are self-directed and fulfilling, nurturing a sense of freedom and personal growth. Individuals are more likely to engage in activities that bring long-term satisfaction and align with their deeper values. Intrinsic motivation drives reason-driven responses. Implications on human behavior of primal motivation. Primal motivation ensures the fulfillment of basic needs but can constrain freedom by prioritizing immediate survival over self-determined goals. In situations where primal needs rule, individuals may have less capacity to exercise their broader freedoms and pursue higher-level aspirations. Primal motivation drives emotion-driven reactions. Now, let's integrate both, intrinsic and primal motivation, that is, reason-driven and emotion-driven reactions. In reality, human behavior is influenced by a dynamic interplay between intrinsic and primal motivations. Understanding this interplay is crucial for achieving a balanced perspective on freedom. Balancing needs and aspirations. Recognizing the importance of primal needs while developing intrinsic motivation can lead to a more holistic approach to freedom. Ensuring that basic needs are met creates a foundation upon which individuals can pursue their intrinsic goals. Promoting autonomy. Encouraging environments that support intrinsic motivation can enhance individuals' sense of freedom. Educational systems, workplaces, and social structures that value personal interests and self-determination can empower people to act freely. Conclusion. Intrinsic motivation and primal motivation represent different facets of human drive, each with distinct implications for the concept of freedom. Intrinsic motivation aligns closely with personal autonomy and the pursuit of self-determined goals, embodying the essence of absolute and universal freedom. Primal motivation, while crucial for survival, operates on a more instinctual level, often constraining the broader exercise of freedom. Understanding and balancing these motivations is key to fostering environments where individuals can truly thrive and exercise their inherent right to freedom. Today we address the illusion of value in substance abuse counseling, from the Emotional Vocabulary Series and Random Writings, by Roy Duenas.